close-ups with trail cameras don't always work out. In fact, there's usually something that is a real problem with it. Of all the ones I have that are extreme close-up, this one happens to be my favorite. Clearly, this young cougar's expression when she sees the camera and walks up to it and checks it out is outstanding. You gotta love that. But if you take a look at the rest of the video, if you look at the background and the clarity of the cougar, the subject itself, it's amazing how many things went right during this extreme close-up. There's really only one part of this recording that isn't clear, and that's when her nose is flat pressed up against the camera. Past that, everything else is clear, is beautiful, color is rich. I just love this video. You know, for editing videos for trail camera adventures, ideally I like to have the subject from 6 feet out to 10 or 15 feet away from the trail camera. That is the best range for me to work with the video to turn it into a nice presentation on the YouTube channel. If my video capture is too far out there, I can still zoom and pan within the editing program and bring it up close. But what happens is the video starts pixelating. That's where it becomes fuzzy and not as clear, and you lose some of the colors and the richness. Still works, but it's not always the best. So if I can set these cameras up so that the background looks really nice, obviously it has to be in a place that's great for animals, and then they appear somewhere in that range, that's best. And hopefully they'll do something cool. This clip here is magic. This is an example of when everything came together perfect. It's almost like it was scripted, with these beautiful cows laying right in the target area, and then the bull comes up and plops right down right into the center. There is no editing as far as the frame on this. It just came out perfect, and it's a beautiful scene. At nighttime, sometimes it can be a real problem on extreme close-ups because the animal gets close and then there is just a whitewash of light, which is a reflection off everything, including the animal, and you can't see anything. But if they back off just a little bit and that light on the camera is not reflecting back off their face, you get an amazing detail and some really cool video like this. I actually don't mind sacrificing a camera now and then if we can get cool animal behavior and detail like this. This is amazing to see a cougar chewing a trail camera up close like this. Okay, look how cool this is. I slowed down the video and I zoomed in even more, and it's clear enough that you can actually see my trail camera in the cougar's eyes. That is so awesome. I've never actually captured that before, or at least noticed it. It's pretty clear. Squirrels are always checking out the camera. Usually they're running in front of it, but sometimes they'll get right on top of it and look in. Typically when they're looking in, it's out of focus like this is, but I slowed this down enough where you can see his whiskers and his little nose and his eyeballs, and he's just checking it out. Fortunately, he didn't chew it all up. Well, if you've been running trail cameras for any length of time and you've got bears in your area, you know that they are interested in your camera. And like a lot of people, I've got everything from destroyed cameras to, you know, sniffs and funny looking investigations. And bears are cool. I like them. They do destroy the cameras, but not as much as they used to in the old days when we had white light going. They are definitely more attracted to the white light than the passive lights that we use today on today's camera. But they've got such good noses, and things stick out to them. They can't see very far, but if you've got a new camera on a tree and it's within reach, they're going to check it out. This guy here, this is a naughty bear. That's what I call him. So one day he knocked down 3 cameras at a watering hole, and then this particular camera is a half a mile away from those other 3, and he decided to knock down this one as well. But I did get a little cool video of him opening his mouth. We all get to see his chompers, and yeah, they're impressive. The good thing about this is all the cameras worked afterwards. He didn't completely destroy each one of them. So he's a naughty bear, and I know I'm going to be seeing more of him in the upcoming years. He's a completely black bear, but he's got a brown nose, so it's pretty obvious which one it is. Okay, let's see if we can, I've taken the camera off, let's see if we can see what turned it around. Oh, there's something right over here. Oh, that's an elk. I think it's an elk, yeah. No, it's a bear. Bear's out in the winter. Is he coming over here? Oh yeah, there's our culprit. I know that bear. He's gonna start playing with it, isn't he? Yeah, there he goes. Okay, so let's go to the next one. That's video number 21. See if I can go to video number 22. There he is again. Play is... There he is. And he's messing with it. Yep, he turned it around on us. He must be camera shy. All right, so now we know. Isn't that cool? And the major trail comes into this. You see some bone over there? Yeah, I see it. See it?
He's looking right at it. Come here, buddy. Come here, Paula.
That might be white sticks, but we'll see. Oh, this is an exciting one right here.
All right, buddy. Search.
Hi. Hi. Okay. Out with the old card and in with the new card. Wow, we have pulled a lot and reset a lot today. There we go. Ready to go. You know, you can set trail cameras up so that they trigger up close or far back. You can also set them up in a time-lapse mode so they're automatically going off and taking a picture or a video at every few minutes or every hour or something like that. The other thing that they do, most manufacturers will set them up so that the focal point or what's in focus is the widest range possible. So if you have a deer or elk come across at 50 yards away from the camera or at 5 yards away from the camera, it still looks good. This may surprise a few of you, but not bears, but elk are actually the hardest on all my cameras. The elk are more inquisitive. They sniff them up, they snort them up, they spin them around, and sometimes the young bulls, they'll go from one camera station to the next and they'll knock them down and break them and stomp on them. The elk are definitely the hardest on my trail cameras of all. You know, when I'm setting up these cameras, I always try to get it so that it's right at eye level, or at least an interesting angle going down the trail. If the animal is actually walking down the trail towards the camera, I like that effect. I think that looks really good. But the best way for the cameras, the way they're set up, the way they're built, is actually left to right, right to left. If they're going 90 degrees from the way the camera is pointed, they actually activate better. I had setups to where the animal was coming down the trail right at the camera, and it didn't really trigger until it was very, very close. You know, these cameras are programmed so that they will trigger at a fraction of a second when your target animal enters the very edge of the field of view that it's pointed at. So if it's going left or right to left, as soon as it hits that very edge, boom, it goes. Now you're going to see plenty of my videos and probably a lot of other people's that the animal is coming directly at us on this trail that is straight out, and it triggers, and it gives us a beautiful video, but it's actually a little bit harder for a lot of these cameras to trigger that way. They're not as instant as if it was left or right coming into the field. That's just the way they are. You know, I do occasionally like to see the extreme close-ups of the animals. Sometimes you'll get to see unique features of each one. Sometimes you'll see things like this one right here behind her ear is a tick that's starting to get pretty good size. Every other winter or so, I'll set up camera just right so when the herds of elk get together, they'll parade right in front of one of my cameras, and I love seeing that. And I'm always watching for the big bull in the end. It doesn't always happen, but it's exciting to see it develop, see him coming by, and you just know that last one is going to be a great big monster bull. Hey, welcome to Trail Camera Adventures. If this is your first time here, My name is John. I'm the guy on Mount St. Helens that has all the trail cameras, about 75 of them right now. I tromp around with my bloodhounds. We take the videos that we get and we edit them into an adventure YouTube channel. That's what it's all about. Sharing the outdoors with you, with my hounds, and the wildlife that's out here around Mount St. Helens. Thank you very much for being here.